I discovered something yesterday which upset me to my core, to say the least. So
it's going to be something very inoffensive, I bet.
So the Pringles here are shit.
Charlie, I can't help but notice that you didn't say vase there.
Because there's no other way to say vase.
Yeah.
Vase.
The Yankee way of saying vase is like so upsetting, and I don't know why.
What, vase?
Yeah, I hate that.
Vase.
Yeah, they say it vase.
Drop the vase.
They say it vase. Yeah, they say it vase.
Vase.
It's really weird.
C in it.
I know.
Like, I'll hit you in the face with that vase.
Yeah, but
right.
Chase is similar to it as well.
Yeah, that's true. But that's like a. It's because of the CH that the A is pronounced that way. It's a single consonant. It's an R.
I mean, dude, I hate vase. I like vase. I hate vase.
Fuck a vase.
Vase.
I hate VAR.
I was actually watching a YouTube channel the other day which pronounced is it shuriken? You know, like the throwing star thing. They pronounced it the other way around, so it's like I can't even think now. It's shuriken. That was how they pronounced it. It was shuriken.
Ooh.
And I did not like that. That was weird. And I got confused then. I was like, how do you pronounce this word again? I
Is
don't
that
know.
the correct way to pronounce it? Or were they
No.
completely off base?
Well,
Okay.
look at the spelling of it. Of it. It's not.
You know when you say a word so much as well, the word stops sounding like a word.
Yeah, exactly. I had that going over and over my head.
About what qualifies a bowl being a bowl and not just a deep dish plate. And we had like this
great question
argument, but we had like a
heated debate
discussion of sorts in which he ended up not living afterwards. It was like we said bowl so many times that I got to the end of the
bowl.
Thing, like,
Bowl.
That's
a question.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a word anymore.
I guess since we can only use our hands, at what point is
Welcome
she a
back
plate
to the
no
Earth
longer?
Sandwich podcast.
Oh,
Today
sorry.
we're answering the really, really detailed question of what constitutes a bowl being a bowl and not a deep dish plate. Andy, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fantastic, James. Thank you for asking. I think this is a really
Your
pressing
opinion,
topic.
quickly. What point of curvature does it become a plate and not a bowl?
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's as soon as you use its primary purpose or one of its main purposes to have soup out of, at that point, it is no longer a plate. It is a bowl.
Opinion. Charlie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
And your opinion? At what point does it become a bowl? and not a plate?
Honestly, I was going to say something similar to Andy, to be honest, because it's like I feel like that's the right answer. Like at the point where you can just stick a load of soup in it, then it's a bowl. But
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That posits the question. I don't know if you discussed this with your friends of this original conversation started. Why are you laughing, Charlie? I don't understand what's.
I barely remember the conversation.
I just remember the word bowl.
the conversation, anyways.
Is there? Do you think, as a society, we should classify the intermediary between a bowl and a plate?
What would you...
Like, you know when you go to Wagamama and you get like it's like a noodle
like a
dish.
ramen.
Yeah, but but one without a soup in it. It's just like noodles and
That's just
salad.
a curved plate though, isn't it?
Yeah, but they put it deliberately in that so that the stuff doesn't, because if it was just on a flat plate, like the noodles and the bits of vegetables would
There's a classification between flat plates though, because if you've got a completely flat plate and then just upward size, it's called a Nordic dish. And I know this because I bought some for Christmas because
Nice.
we love them as plates and they're gorgeous.
You have them as what now?
This is so boring. Let's move on from this. But they're called Nordic dishes, not plates.
fascinating.
So-
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Anyway,
I got my slideshow ready about Nordic plates. I didn't know that. Though.
We're going to pan over to James for a brief but informative look on
Welcome to my
Nordic
TED Talk.
plates, Nordic dishes. Oh,
You just suddenly
fucking
get
hell.
grey hair and like you're in a field and you're just walking.
I've got
It's
a
like,
big
what the
beard.
hell? Yeah.
Needed.
I think you must be. You've definitely reached, like an age, let's say, when you walk around and you get excited by like plates and shit. I think
you were anyway, just as we all are. But you are officially in your mid-20s. This is that's a sign that you're a 21-year-old doesn't know what a Nordic plate is.
Yeah, I'm also in the current process of framing all of my posters. Like posters I've always had that were just not framed. I'm currently in the process of framing, like the vinyls I've got. I'm just putting them in frames and things.
That's very mature of you. That's yeah. How's the mortgage? It's all good. Yeah. I wish, but
how about the fuel prices?
No,
mate. No, I know fuel prices, like, and I have done, and I keep note of them and things. Like that's actually a thing. We'll drive past a petrol station, and I'll be like, 160. That's fucking extortionate. And then we'll see one for like 139, and I'll just whip straight in.
The passenger's like, shut the fuck up. We have to drive every morning. I don't want to hear. It's like I switched 142 today.
Interestingly, so part of the thing, like for this podcast, me and Andy went away, right? And the reason fuel prices funny is because I was driving quite a lot. On my little trip across Australia, and it was like I'd noticed fuel prices and knew like at some petrol stations I was getting shafted, and it was like I do not actually have a choice because the next petrol station is an hour and a half away.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Walk?
Yeah. You're gonna risk running out? Not really. I'm pretty sure my like fuel indicator broke like halfway through my trip as well because I filled it up. It didn't say filled up, and it just didn't move. I'm like, I don't know, that's good, but I'm just gonna
go with it.
I'm gonna fill it up in a minute.
The guy at the petrol station just gave it a little when you were there, so that you always have to be constantly filling up at different places.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's disgusting.
What are the gas companies in Australia?
Petrol.
Ew.
Gas. That's what my iPhone was trying to get me to do. That's a fucking Yankee piece of shit. The petrol stations mainly like BP was the main one out there.
See, they're extortionate.
Mainly BP. Yeah.
Listen, don't even get me started on BP.
What were the two holidays you guys did?
Probably very different.
Oh, they would have been.
Maybe not.
No, they would have been. Mine was driving. I decided to do like a little. I was going to do a massive cider tour, and then I reduced it because the restrictions changed in Australia.
Lightweight.
So, the reason I reduced it is because I was invited to a birthday party on the weekend. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just plan a smaller trip. And then I got uninvited from that party because the restrictions came in. And it was only 30 people. And then
sure, mate. The restrictions. Yeah,
and then whilst I
can't have enough people.
Whilst I was on the drive, restrictions changed again, and I got re-invited, so I came back again to go to the thing. But I went to 3 places. I went to Bridgetown, Pemberton, and Dwellingup.
Great names.
They are fantastic, aren't they? Bridgetown's about 3.5 hours drive from Perth.
When you messaged me saying halfway to Bridgetown, I read it as Bridgerton, and I was like, Charlie's watching Bridgerton.
You're like, Charlie's been driving a while. Like,
it's got like Bridgerton up.
Also, halfway to Bridgetown sounds like something you'd say like while you're getting pissed.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, mate, I'm halfway to Bridgetown, honestly.
I might start using that.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was literally like an hour and 45 into the trip, and along the roads and stuff, there's lots of places to stop. It tells you when the next parking area is and all this sort of stuff. There's lots of service stations as you're going past. And there was just one I just pulled over in this parking area, so I really needed a WAS. And nice. It was literally like just a little area on the side of the road, and then just like a bench. That was about it for that parking space. So I just took a picture. It's pretty cool.
Australia.
Yeah. But no, it's actually genuinely quite good. Like the service stations are pretty sick, and there's quite a lot of them because like one of the big things they crack down on is falling asleep when driving, which I hadn't driven a long distance before this trip, and my God, it's fucking easy to do. Like you can really start feeling drowsy. It catches up with you so quick. Like you'll be just fine, and then 1 minute you're like, shit, I need to like stop like now. Because I'm like,
Did you find it was between like I always find it's between 3 and 5 hours, and then if you get past that, it's between like 7 and 8. That's what I always find.
I find that to be fair.
And you've never driven that long, have you?
I can't drive.
You can't drive.
Yeah,
No, but I've taken long buses.
Mate, being a passenger for that amount of time sucks.
Because you got to talk to the cunt the entire time.
The music.
Yeah.
I found that the first, I wouldn't say it was that so much those specific timeframes, because like the first like 3.5 hours it was fine pretty much. I think the only reason I stopped was because I needed a WAS and I needed to refill water. But like on one of the ones which was like an hour and a half, that one I started feeling sleepy and I had to stop and pull over. And so I don't know. It was
I guess it's when you're doing it as well.
It's just if you're feeling tired or
you've had a whole night, like
or if you don't sleep well the night before. There was one of the first nights I didn't sleep very well, and so yeah, the next big drive was quite tough. The day after because of that, but yeah, you just buy like a load of sugar and a chocky milk and a pie or something, and then just go.
I'm just
mate.
picturing if you fell asleep at the wheel, at least your car crash scene would look very cute.
Yeah.
You there with your just
covered in chocky milk,
head just completely broken, just chocky milk.
But the one where I felt the most
Haribos.
The one where I felt the most drowsy was in a place called Carry Valley, which is basically just this massive forest.
Not a great name.
So it was like if I went off the road in this place, I was going straight into a massive tree trunk. Right, I was just dead if I went off the road in this place. So I started feeling drowsiness. I was like, next thing, I just need to stop and pull over, because I'm really fucked. Like it's not like I'll go off the road and I go into like a bit of grassland and something. No, I just go into a ball of flame. That was pretty much it. So it was like, no, I really need to pull over like now.
Starts playing "See You Again" on the radio. Turns it up.
You need to get that Tesla Auto Drive, which has been released recently. Have you guys heard about that?
No.
So like Teslas at the moment, like as of like a few years ago, you could do the thing. They're like you're on a highway and you can just let the car like take control. Now they're introducing a thing where you can like the car is like all of it. Like you can go around like country lanes and like small urbanized areas.
Basically, it just drives itself.
I wouldn't trust that. I don't like that.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Apparently, you got to pay money to have it unlocked. You got to pay like $6,000 a year to use it.
Isn't there also like this thing with Teslas that certain Teslas will go a certain speed if you download an update?
Motherfuckers charging fucking Tesla users with DLCs now. What the shit's this about?
Literally.
Hey man, he's EA.
DLCs.
Yeah.
Hang on. You can't spell Tesla without EA.
They'll like go they'll go like 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds or something, and then if you download an update into the CPU of it, it goes like 2.8.
Which begs the question, like, is there a guy out there who can like fake an update and his car's just gonna go like hypersonic? Like what's the limit? Like what's the actual top speed?
Infected with malware. See how quick you can actually.
I'm actually doing a YouTube video on the next Tesla patch. What the fuck?
Have you seen that video? We won't be able to show this, but have you seen that video on Reddit of a camel getting hit by a Tesla?
No.
Have you seen? Okay, I'll show you guys after this record. It's brutal. Wow. It's I watched that this morning. I thought I'd give it a little. I just give Reddit a little browse. I was a bit tired. I set my alarm slightly too early. And then my bus was delayed this morning, so I thought, I'll just do some browsing, and then bam, that woke me up.
Speaking of cars hitting things,
wild.
I saw
my trip went poorly.
I killed the kid.
But again, it was on the trip, but it was I saw a lot of kangaroos on the side of the road. And it's basically on the highways and stuff in Australia. Unless you're a massive truck, or you at bare minimum have a rhubarb, you don't drive on the highways past sundown. But any time past 6, 6:30, you just don't do it. I don't have a rhubarb on my car, so I was like on a time limit to get to places.
Andy, I'm glad you put your hand up. What is a rhubarb?
Actually,
Bull bar.
great question, James.
It's just a bull bar.
A rhubarb.
Oh, right. Well, I was gonna say it's a vegetable, but you know.
I was gonna say it was like, you know, in like when the government has those trucks that shoot sound waves at the Hulk. It's one of Do you remember that from the good Hulk film?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
No.
Am I correct? No.
How did you come to that conclusion?
You're like, funnily enough, Andy, I don't have one of those. I don't.
He's just driving along.
Just killing fauna. Anyway, carry on, Charles.
Killing fauna, what a phrase. But there was one thing which I thought James especially would love. There's a thing called it's a thing called the Gloucester tree, right? And this thing is basically it's a 55-meter tall tree, and you can climb up it because it's got pegs smashed into the trunk. I don't know how long these pegs are. They're probably like a meter and a half long. Because there is half a meter sticking out, but it's gone straight into the like heartwood of the tree, so that it's secure and stuff, and you can just climb up it. There's barely any safety like nettings and things on this, but there's signs everywhere saying if you like feel in doubt about climbing this, don't fucking climb it. If you haven't got the right footwear, if you've got bags and stuff on you, do not climb this thing. So it's like I don't even think they've had I don't think they've had any accidents on it. I don't really want to check. But I haven't heard of any.
Don't want it to get shut down.
But I climbed that, and that was pretty cool. Scared me.
55 meters.
Yeah.
The pictures that are off the top of it are so sick.
There's some fantastic pictures off the top of it. So it's basically the whole point of it was a tree in like the early 1900s, which was used for like spotting fires and stuff. Because what you usually have in forests is you have a fire watch tower. But they just couldn't build one out here. The logistics didn't work for it at all. So it was actually easier to get like 10 of the tallest trees they could find and just hammer pegs into the side and climb up those and build like things on top of them. And they built a newer
tree house.
It's sick. They built a newer one in the 80s called the Dave Evans Bicentennial Tree, something like that. And it's 63 meters, I think. And I did not climb that one because I was knackered from climbing the Gloucester tree, and I looked at this thing and I was like, that can fuck right off. I'm not doing that. I actually did the Gloucester tree twice because I went up, right, and I took pictures, but they were all like, because I'm shit scared of heights. Right, I hate them. I was climbing this tree the whole time.
It's a good thing you climbed it then.
I know. I was just, but I felt I could do it. I thought it was something I could do, and I got to the top, and all the pictures I took from the top were like at ground level because I was just like lying on the ground of this like the tree house thing at the top, just fucking dead and like not wanting to look and stuff. So I was taking, and I went down. I was sat in the car and I looked at it and I was like, if I don't get at least a selfie up there, like to show my brothers and to show people, it's a bit shit because you can't really like see much of the view from the pictures I've taken, and it doesn't look like I've been up there. So I went and climbed it again. Yeah, and I thought I'm going to actually enjoy being at the top this time because the first time I did it, I climbed up. I was like, right, I've reached the top. I got to get the fuck out of here. Just climb straight back down again. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's really cool at the top. It's really nice.
Very sick.
That type of shit fucking scares the shit out of me. Like, I know I am of the three of us. I'm probably the least adventurous when it comes to things like that.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't like that.
I think
definitely.
Heights,
I'd hate that shit.
I need to get some pictures up to show you guys. Well,
Please
to show
do.
Andy especially.
Some quality pictures.
You know,
Well,
like
just-
And just the sheer kind of like difference between that level and the rest of the kind of woodland is just insane. Like it genuinely is like such a massive drop that it can just see all the way across.
no, thank you. No.
It's brilliant.
Like I was on a me and my family went to Hungary a few years ago, and they have these things in this town. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of things in lots of towns, but it's like an old minaret from like hundreds of years ago, which I think,
cool.
Is that the thing where you go up it and it's like a call to prayer thing?
I think so.
It was one of those. That's what it was, but it was a really old one that was built like hundreds of years ago, and it was old. My mum was like, "I'll go up it. That'll be cool. That'd be a cool thing to look up there. You know, it's a bit of history. Go see some heights, see the whole town." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea." And then I'm like halfway up it, and so the width wise is probably like to go up. It had stairs. Like I didn't have to climb it like Tarzan, like Charlie did, but there's like little stairs to go up, and the stairs are like no wider than like the average person's shoulders. So the entire time you're walking like at an angle, going up these stairs.
And then there's little slots where people can walk past each other for up and down, eh?
Sometimes. This one there was not. It was too small for that. It was one way only. Everyone was going up or down. And then we got to the top, and I was like, so from the bottom, it looks like this rail was, you know, they had a little rail, which was clearly made out, like it wasn't a new rail. This rail was hundreds of years old. Yeah. It was like this metal thing coming out. And one thing we forget is that hundreds of years ago, people were shorter back then. Admittedly, not by lots, but enough so that when I was standing up on the minaret at the top, so this rail was supposed to, you know, save you from certain death if you fell off. It probably went to my knees. It probably maybe to my lower hips at a glance, but I was just there. I'm like, nope.
But if you leant forward, you wouldn't hit it with your hands.
If I leant forward, I'd have hit it with my, like, maybe just before the start of my torso, and I would have fallen over and I would have died. I remember I got there and there wasn't enough room for me to turn around, and I had to send a whole group of people back down who didn't get to go to the top. so then they had to go all the way down it, all the way back up again. And I didn't apologise once, because I'd do it again. And they couldn't speak English.
Oh god. Andy,
we do have the three extremes, don't we? Like,
yeah. Fuck that.
Andy, I put pictures in the group chat. Sorry.
Like we've got like the Andy who wouldn't go up that and wouldn't stand next to the edge.
Hell no.
Charlie who's adventurous to go up to the next step, but will kind of be a bit cautious at the top. And there's me that will climb chimneys and cranes and hang off the edge.
I think if you had been there, I probably would have done the bigger one as well, because I think you would have definitely gone up that one, and I think I would have gone up it as well.
Like it's hard.
Do you know what? In these situations, I always think that having someone with you helps so much. Because like even like going like, you know, like just like we would go and just go cliff jumping in like Guernsey and stuff. With that kind of thing, if people were going on their own, they'd look at something and go, "Oh no, a bit high." Whereas if you've got somebody else that's just jumped, you can go, "Oh, see."
This is the thing though. So what I might actually do, because I've just sent pictures to the group chat. Whoever's editing it, I'll send you the pictures, or you can just save it from that, and we can stick it on the screen now. Editor's notes, stick it on the screen now. But the thing with the tree was if I fell off, no one else was actually there yet. So I would have just like lain there at the bottom of the tree until someone else turned up to see the tree.
Would you have lived? I know it's
depends on where I fall.
Off. I don't think you would have lived.
If I fell from near the top, no, I would not. I don't think so.
That would have been a.
Yeah, it just. Yeah.
I thought you were doing like a.
What, like a dead,
like a Spider-Man
seagull?
Yeah. I was a classic.
I don't think you would, especially not if you landed on your head, obviously. But I think you definitely, bare minimum, have like broken ankles and things.
Do you know what would be great though? Is in the moment just after your death, if there was someone like just behind you climbing up the tree, they'd get to the top and they'd be like, "I swear there was a guy ahead of me." That's weird.
And then they get to the bottom.
There it is. There it is.
See his fucking brains.
Yeah.
No, but no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I think
was that was a slight contrast to your little travel, was it, Andy?
Oh yeah, I went and did 2 pub crawls. I got
not a massive contrast though, because Charlie, yours was a cider tour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't drinking too much. I was more buying I was doing tastings and then bringing stuff back because drinking and driving is frowned upon for some reason.
Well, that'll make one of us. Not about the drinking and driving thing.
Get on with it.
Yeah. I always drive more careful with two in me. Exactly. You can't be arrested for being drunk on a train. Actually, yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Don't do that. I had a lovely 2-day bender, 2.5 day kind of, and I think probably there were lots of highlights and lowlights, but probably my favourite is for those who aren't in the UK / haven't been to the UK much, you might not be aware of what a green king is. Do you know what a green king is?
I actually don't.
Do you know what a green king is? Do you know what spoons is, Charles?
Oh wait, no, you've talked about that before. Actually, James has talked about it on this.
What?
Well,
it's
like
chain.
Spoons.
Yeah, it's a pub chain.
Yeah. It's kind of like, Spoons is McDonald's, Green King's kind of like Burger King.
Yeah.
The smaller brother, but still notable. In there, they have a variety of gourmet meals to enjoy. One of which I sent to, I believe, Charlie, when I was
you did.
Over there.
Is an interesting choice.
You did.
Gourmet. Again, with the editor, whoever that may be, I will send the photos. They have an item called breakfast in bread. I present you breakfast in bread.
That's it. I'm just refreshing my memory. Yeah, that looked interesting.
Breakfast in bread.
Yeah.
I will send it to you,
So
James,
is it just a
right now.
Just in a sandwich.
That's a great question. Before I send the photos, what do you think a breakfast in bread is?
Well, also, my question is, it's going to be a full English or like a bacon or sausage sarnie.
Yep.
Because it's got to be a sandwich, surely.
Okay,
I'm not going to call it breakfast in bread. And
it's not. I wouldn't call it a sandwich necessarily.
Also, the thing I've just put in isn't the breakfast in bread. This is the other thing I want to talk about.
You're just flexing this when I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Just message each other.
Yeah.
But so a breakfast in bread, which Green King provide, is a full English breakfast in a loaf of bread. Picture like a sourdough loaf and gut it.
In the bowl.
But it's a bread bowl made of bread.
Or is it a deep dish?
Or is it a deep dish? Yeah.
It's actually, legally a plate because you can't have soup out of it, so it's a plate.
I've seen those and I've really wanted one for ages.
Get one. They're awful.
They're a pain to wash, James. They're such a pain to wash.
Really difficult.
Yeah, like I had to use my mate's old one. It's just a pain in the ass. I have never had one. My good
Did you
friend.
not have it?
I did not have it. I don't have the stomach for that. I am a large man, but I've not been blessed with the ability to eat lots and lots of food, especially in quantities and that much meat. But it's actually a bit of a rip-off because whilst it is a full English breakfast, as you correctly guessed, James, but they've got to fit it all within this bread bowl, so they can't they you can tell that's quite a small thing of bacon. There's not much baked beans in there.
Skimping out on it.
The baked beans seep as well.
Yeah, because what they think is. Yeah, and they seep and then they go in and then, the bowl's all soggy. And they know they can get away with it because it's, it's a breakfast in bread. But
gourmet, isn't it?
It's gourmet. And they charge you out the wazoo for it. It's absolutely out the wazoo. £9.50 for a breakfast in bread. In contrast, though, to Green King's very reasonable price of a full English breakfast, which is about £5. Yeah, that's mad. I ain't paying £4 for bread.
Yeah, but if you're getting a whole sourdough loaf, you're not getting the inside, which for some people is arguably the best bit, but you are getting an entire sourdough loaf.
You are.
No?
But question, furthermore, what do they do with the inside of it? Who's getting just the inside of that bread?
Ducks.
Someone. I don't know the answer, but I can promise you they are not giving all of that bread away to ducks all the time.
What are they doing with it? That's a good point.
They might do, but I highly doubt it. And
how many uses can you have for the inside of a sourdough bread loaf?
I guess if you were smart about it, you could use it as breadcrumbs for things.
Bread sauce.
That's true.
But let's be real.
Pudding.
Green King are not making any of those things with this bread, probably.
Bread sauce.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
No.
Pause a minute there, James.
Bread sauce. I never had bread sauce.
What are you talking about?
Are you wait? Are you talking about like beer?
No, I'm talking about bread sauce.
What the fuck is bread sauce? I'm googling this.
I forgot that James
Bread-
lived in a mirror dimension where there
Bread
is a.
sauce is a British Roman
This isn't our James. This
made
is
with
the mirror
chicken,
dimension
which is
James.
thickened with breadcrumbs, typically eaten with roast chicken and also turkey. It's a very popular Christmas dish.
I
Bread
could have.
sauce.
How would you
I
eat
could
bread?
have-
Quite northern, but
I feel like
I
you
could
could
have
just
lived my
have
entire
cheese
life
sauce
without
and it's the
ever
same
knowing that.
thing. Like you could have
sauce, mate.
you could have cheese sauce and it's the same thing, but it doesn't taste quite as shit. Like
No, it's not. Bread sauce is quite nice. It's very popular. The fact that you haven't heard
Bread
of it is
sauce?
weirder than the fact I have heard of it.
I don't think that's weird. I think if we took a poll of 1,000 people, most
They'd
people
all know what bread sauce is.
No, they would. They would not.
They would. I
Or-
swear down.
Now I'm questioning myself. Maybe Charlie and I are just
Bread sauce is
immensely
a
out of
very
touch.
popular thing.
it's an English thing, which is probably why me and Andy won't really know it.
What? Because
No,
we're both English.
I'm
we're
an
not
Englishman.
English.
If I've seen a breakfast
not.
in bread, I would have heard of.
English countries basically your entire life.
No, I haven't. I've lived in Guernsey. It's not England.
Well, yeah, half of it, but you know what I mean.
And you know
It's
Guernsey.
not England.
You know
It's not England.
Guernsey banned bread sauce in 1987, so that's why we haven't been
Well,
able to.
no, but
bread
it's
sauce. It's weirder that you haven't heard of it.
look,
I've
mate.
never heard of
Look,
bread
mate.
sauce.
Bread sauce originated in medieval England, right? Guernsey was medieval Normandy. So it's medieval France,
It was, yeah.
right?
I feel like
So-
we're detracting from the
modern
bread
day
sauce
England.
thing here.
I feel like- I'd never heard of it. Honestly, it sounds like it sounds.
You heard
It
of
sounds
mint
like
sauce?
it sounds like the perfect accompaniment to like a bread sandwich. Honestly, that's what it sounds like.
Heard of a what sauce?
With a pint of mead. Have
Mint
you heard of,
sauce.
like, mint sauce.
Yeah, that goes with like lamb and stuff like
Have you heard of cranberry sauce?
that.
Andy, that looks like fucking.
It's a
something.
It's a breakfast in bread.
Oh, thank you.
It's a
no,
dick
have
in
you
a
heard of, like,
box.
cranberry sauce as well. Cranberry sauce, mint sauce, bread sauce are all very, very popular roast dinner and Christmas dinner.
Yeah, see, I've heard of two of them, and I haven't heard of bread sauce.
You know what I'm
But,
you know what I'm
yeah,
gonna go ahead
fair
and say,
enough.
guys. This is related, but I don't think the only sauces anyone should ever be consuming in a
Oh, he's gonna say
savory
something
sense
vastly
Like,
wrong. I can feel it.
is tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, and that's it.
Okay, hold up.
I
Cheese
I knew
sauce.
you were going to say something
Cheese sauce.
moronic.
Cheese sauces
That is-
are amazing. There's like any, in
that
fact,
is
any
that is
fucking
cheese.
Italians are crying right now.
It's melted cheese.
We're
That's
also
just melted
completely
cheese.
avoiding the fact that you didn't say genuinely the most popular condiment in the UK. Mayonnaise.
Mayo. Yeah. I was just thinking of things that ended in sauce. But
And also
yes,
mustard.
that is popular.
Mustard is
I-
quite popular.
I'm not a mustard man. Fine, okay. I will retract my previous statement and I will follow up with ketchup, barbecue, mustard, and then whatever the other one we just said.
You're just listing condiments on a hot dog stand. That's,
Yeah,
that's
and what I'm
literally-
saying is, if you
Burger
have
sauce.
any, I do like burger sauce. To be fair, you know what? I've had a blinder here.
Andy's like, I'm on this hill, but I ain't dying on it. It's the realization in your face when you said that. It's like, nah, they're all not. Oh fuck, no, burger sauce is pretty good actually.
Burger sauce is actually quite good.
It's the realization of, oh shit.
I actually might be a bigger sauce fan than you guys.
for
I am partial to a
literally
Nando's.
for literally 6 seconds, Andy thought he had a valid point.
Yeah.
I did not. Unlike,
So if you're going in with what you're getting like on a burger, obviously now we've deciphered that you're getting burger sauce. But originally, would you say that you were just gonna get brown? Wait, did you say barbecue? Oh yeah, we didn't even say brown sauce.
I
brown sauce?
don't know what brown sauce is. I know what it is. Like, it's not like I think it's like a plain or something. But I don't know what it is. Like, I don't think I've ever had brown sauce. No.
James is actually gonna have to reattach his eyebrows after this because his eyebrows have just gone. Oh my god, like 6 times
Oh,
already.
Christ. This man's palate.
No, what is brown sauce?
Brown sauce.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's like barbecue sauce, but tastes
What do you
slightly
mean, what do you-
different.
It's like a breakfast orientated barbecue sauce. So it's like a.
So
like
could I
a
tell the
short-
difference between the two?
Yes, barbecue sauce is much, I believe, spicier. I want to say, or it has more pepper to it.
Barbecue sauce does have a little bit of a.
And brown sauce is more of like a.
Charlie loved that. I can tell.
Food in the United Kingdom and Ireland.
What does that
brown
mean?
Sauce and its ingredients vary. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me. What is in brown sauce? Here we go.
Is it like that thing?
Tomatoes. It's basically tomatoes, dates, apples, spices, vinegar, and sometimes raisins.
Ooh, they like to keep you guessing with that one.
Saucy.
But in answer to your question, if I was to have a burger and I had to have a sauce and I could have whatever I want, it'd probably be 70% barbecue, 30% burger sauce.
A man of culture.
That's my final answer. Lock it in. Yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think. Then again, I don't know what burger sauce is. Again,
burger sauce is mayonnaise, ketchup, pickle, mustard.
I love me a pickle. That's why. I love a pickle. Pickle man.
No, right little pickle, aren't you?
All of the good stuff.
Have I done something to offend you, Charlie? Little pickle bitch.
Little pickle boy.
Little pickle boy, pickle Rick. Classic name.
Someone had to say it.
No, it was on the tongue.
Yeah.
But what about you, Charlie? Are you a saucy man?
Yeah.
Okay, cheers to that. Anyway,
I quite like the chipotle sauce because that's come up quite a lot recently. Chipotle.
Oh, chipotle.
Chipotle.
Shut the fuck up.
It's actually Chipotle.
Ah.
It's French.
Yeah.
That's a good pub name as well, actually.
They do pub food. They do pub food really good over in Australia. They do really nice pub food.
Do they have
which is
pubs
fantastic.
in Australia?
No, we have pub food, but we don't have any pubs.
Yeah. It's just served in restaurants.
You gotta go to McDonald's.
They're actually British themed restaurants, and they serve stuff that you'd find in a pub. You know, fish and chips and shit. Yeah.
To be fair,
Burgers. Yeah, but that's fucking stupid, Andy, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Don't be fucking ridiculous.
I
wonder how difficult it'd be to get fish and chips somewhere in America. Obviously, not very difficult because those things exist there. But in a this is how it's marketed, you're getting fish and chips kind of sense.
Also, like a fish and chip shop, nothing else.
Yeah, how I suppose we're also kind of like we've lived near the coast for a huge portion of our lives, so that's a very big thing. But we've
definitely also been the word's not flattered, spoiled. We've been spoiled by how good the chippies were back home as well. Guernsey's chippies, comparatively to having loads of chippies in the UK, are phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
there's
they
lots
are.
of choice as well.
Absolutely are.
Lots of.
I would say that there's one chippy that I've had that's better, and it's in Opera, which is near Ipswich.
Lovely.
It was voted like the best fish and chip shop in the UK like 2 years in a row. And you kind of go to it and you go, oh, yeah, it's not going to be, is it?
Yeah. But is that not one of those things where it's like, from Elf, it's like the world's best cup of coffee? Is that one of those things where it's like...
Yeah. No, it genuinely was awarded, like, the best for 2 years in a row. And I would happily back it because it
got the Oscar of fish and chip shops.
It was so, so good. Yeah. But then again, who's been to every fish and chip shop in the UK?
I hope the people that are giving out these awards.
Someone, presumably.
Someone probably has.
Or is it just like a Michelin star thing where it was just somebody just came up with the idea to get people driving, and so just
maybe
restaurants stars in the middle of nowhere.
Fascinating.
Speaking of food's been different though in different countries and stuff, I discovered something yesterday which upset me to my core, to say the least. So
it's going to be something very inoffensive, I bet.
So the Pringles here are shit.
Yeah, there we go. Wait, what do you mean? It's just potato chips and it's just crisps and.
They're different. They're like half the size and they look different, and the flavoring is just like barely sprinkled on their shit.
Half the size that way, or half the size that way.
Also, but before we
like that way.
I just want to make sure you're definitely buying Pringles, right? It's not like you're not accidentally buying something else.
No, it's Pringles. It's Pringles. It's Pringles. It's extremely disappointing.
Ruin this good stuff.
I'm going to have to get a care package from family back in the UK. Send me over some Pringles. I'm actually gutted.
The amount of things my sister gets sent of like Percy pigs and like the cheds, like the cheese.
You what?
Cheddars, the cheese.
Yes,
crisps,
yes.
But like the big ones.
The thick ones. Yeah.
Yeah, those. Like 8 packets of phase up.
Said they send over cheds. Andy thought you were using a racial slur just then.
Yeah. Well, part of me actually thought you said
we were
chads.
sending him.
We're sending chads over.
I don't know what I've been sent as a care package to me. Also, you know that rumor that Percy pigs contain actual pigs. Is that real? Is that a thing?
No.
Hey,
no, they used to be.
Saying I don't know.
They used to have gelatin in them, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they're now vegetarian, I believe.
Do they not? Don't they have like a different range? Which is vegetarian though?
Yeah, they've got Colin the caterpillars that are all veggie. Because they're basically the only sweets I eat.
Yeah.
Wait, Colin the caterpillar's the cake, is it not?
No, sorry. Yeah, it is. No, it's also the sweet.
Oh, is he diversified?
He's got like jelly children.
The Colin expanded universe is a.
He's collinated.
Oh, we're back to it already.
Like the cake is the movie, and then the bags of treats are the TV show.
Well, we've already established that Peppa Pig is Iron Man. So
yeah, true. So Colin can be
like Spider-Man or Ironheart or something.
Colin can be Blade. What a vampire killer.
It's a really fucking out there shout for Colin.
Just in one of his feet, he's just got a tiny knife.
It's got steak.
Fuck him up.
Sunglasses on.
Dope trench coat.
Always.
That was a bit of that was simpler times, isn't it? When there was that whole.
That's coming out soon.
What is Colin?
No, the new Blade.
Is it? Oh yes, because Kit.
We've got a Blade remake next year.
Indeed. Oh, what a man.
Yeah.
Did you see? Have you seen Eternals, Charles?
No.
I assume James has.
It's fucking
It's like a 7 out of 10. It's all right, but
yeah. You're gonna have to watch it. So
yeah.
good luck.
So,
you saying actually what you'd receive in a care package?
Aye.
If you were kind of like, if you had to pick like 5 things that you could take. Let's say you're in prison.
Oh, not Desert Island. Desert Island's the classic.
Nah, let's say prison because Desert Island is a whole fucking poddy on its own.
Got you.
Like prison, you can
This
have
is for
5
the
things
future.
sent to you each week.
Oh.
Yeah, and it can't be like money,
A gun.
shiv, a cork
Yeah.
for my arse, that kind
What?
of shit. Like
Thing,
food
cork.
and food
Yeah.
and drink of that sort, or like a care package thing, kind of thing.
Okay.
What would you go for?
So they all have to
I'll
be.
start us off. I would get some. Ooh, actually, I can't start us off.
He was so confident
I
going there.
Actually, I get some Colin the Caterpillars. There you go. I get some Colin the Caterpillar sweets.
Mate, you would be fucking ripped apart in jail, mate. That is.
Yeah, they taste good.
You're like,
Here's a bloke who hasn't grown up.
You just
oh, you look real pretty with. I'm gonna call you
Right
my little
for the
caterpillar. Oh,
It's a Percy
so-
Pig
okay.
squeal from it, boy.
Oink oink. So you'd have. Is that your first one, Colin?
Yeah, I take a couple.
Now,
bites of
question.
Collins, yeah.
Would you? So not the cake.
No, I'm taking the sweets.
He just wants to make friends in the prison. Just gives
I
everyone
do,
a bit of a cold capital cake.
Yeah, true.
I could
Or the
divide it up
sweets.
and
Just
give
give
them
out the
each a
sweets.
segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or
how you make friends.
all I do know is if you want to know how to make friends in prison, don't ask either of us because we'll be the last people to help.
Do we look like the type of people?
No. What else? What drink would you take then? Well, I'll take alcohol. I guess I just take alcohol and get shit faced.
Oh yeah, I just take I
take
I take like some Everclear
lighter
or
fluid.
some like 90% proof.
Yeah.
Shit.
I guess yeah. I guess
shot of that every hour that would get me going.
I just get wasted.
It's just imagine though, just like around the jail. You're that new prisoner. You can just ask for whatever he wants. Yeah. He's just asked for like 2 liters of chalky milk. I don't know.
Wait, do you mean?
Hammered all the time, giving people sweets.
And Colin,
Wait, what did he say? Did he say chocolate milk? No, he keeps saying chalky.
He said
uses the word
chalky.
Chalky.
He corrects people as well.
Chocolate, chalky.
James,
You mean
here's your
chalky?
Here's your chocolate milk. Smack it away.
Chalky.
Not what I fucking said, is it? As you're eating your little Collins.
Speak like an adult.
I'd probably go some heavy like Everclear 98% proof.
Nice, I like it.
Heavy shit.
Was it so? Would this be for again? Would this be would this be? I'd be dead in prison. Would this be a communal thing? Like, would you be like to your cellmate?
I mean,
to your bunkie?
If they want a shot, they can have a shot. But it's my bottle, and they better know that.
but don't you get infinite amounts of these bottles? Well, once a week,
every other week or so. But if I give it away, then I don't have it for 2 weeks.
All right, question
or whatever it is.
Question: Do you have to like hide these like it's contraband, or do the guards like know this guy is okay to have that huge bottle of Everclear?
Okay.
That's fine.
Because in my cell.
Because if you do get like a litre
actually,
bottle, you're gonna have to down it as soon as you get it.
I reckon you gotta hide it. Yeah.
In which case, you gotta go for airplane bottles.
In which case, as my drink, I'd maybe get like a syringe of like I don't know, like crack.
I was gonna say something like just heroin.
Yeah, some opium or something.
Can you imagine like guards talking to each other? Like he's asked like for some stuff to come in. He's got Mentos and a Pepsi bottle. Like,
oh no!
I feel like he's planning something,
and some balloons.
But I don't think it's going to be very effective.
and you're just hoarding them over like months and months and months. You're like, gonna blow
Filling
out the cell
toilet
door.
with Coke every
Can you
day.
imagine just like hearing the cell next door, just this fizzing, and then just like fuck, and then just like this stuff like coming under the cell door, just like
drowned to death in the fizz. Which you know how like in prison
what would your drinks be then? You've got to hide it. What would your drinks be? Because in that case, you'd probably just go something you can drink and enjoy really quickly.
Vulcan.
You what? What's that?
No, it would not be that. It's vodka. It's like 89% or something.
No, thank you. Or maybe it's most efficient.
Yeah, maybe just enjoy one day, maybe.
Yeah. Or it's either got to be something that because you could just get like a nice bottle of beer / cider and just enjoy it in the 20 minutes before the guards beat the shit out of you.
You could get a nice, cool, chilled can of Lilt.
Yeah, I would. Especially, you've been, I don't know what type of prison this is, but you've been making, I don't know, computer chips for 10 hours because Daddy Elon's been farming your labour. Just have a nice cold pint of Lilt. And then it doesn't matter if it gets discovered.
I still haven't had a Lilt since that fateful day that we tracked down every shop in fucking Guernsey to try and find one after that night out.
Oh, Lilt. Have you ever had we've all had Lilts, right?
Yeah.
Love a Lilt. Lilt's solid. But no, I wouldn't
Not
have a
since
Lilt.
the night out.
I think I'd just go boring. I'd go like a whiskey, like a nice whiskey, like a little 250ml bottle.
Didn't realise you were such a connoisseur.
Oh, I don't like whiskey. I just like it more than vodka.
It's just easier to set on fire, isn't it?
Makes it better Molotov.
Yeah. What about you, Charles?
Can you imagine
What
you
type
go through this big plan though, all the stuff you're going to order in for like street cred in the prison, and then you wet yourself on the first night. That new inmate has shat the bed.
You know what you got to do then? To be fair,
that's never happened.
I know how you get out of that.
I bet people shat the bed in prison.
I know how you get out of that. If that happens, guys, if you're ever in prison, if that happens and you shit yourself on the first day, you've got to shit yourself every single day after that.
Yeah.
You can't, because then you're like, boy, that guy's fucking crazy. He deliberately shits himself every day.
Like, goes for you or anything, just scoop it up and just.
Because even no one's gonna mess with the guy who's constantly shitting himself.
Yeah, constantly covered in shit.
I'm just picturing that scene from Train Spotting. Have you guys seen Train Spotting?
No,
James knows which one I'm on about. Is one he's stayed over at a girl's house, and then the next day he comes down. He's like trying to hide the sheets, trying to take them out. She's like, "Oh, is the girl's mum is like, oh, I'll wash them. He's like, no. And she grabs them, and he's like, wrestle them off her, and it just springs out, and just shit covers the family.
See, that's what you need to do. You need to own it.
It's horrible.
Literally shit in a fan. Own it. Live with it.
You're the shit guy.
Yeah.
Because you don't take no shit. He just takes shit.
It just produces it.
Yes.
Yes.
Drink wise in a prison. I probably get cider.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah,
safe.
I think we're all going like an alcoholic beverage.
I guess because I guess it's just boring if you had like a
Diet Coke,
Mountain Dew.
Get a monster energy drink. Then you would be shitting yourself after a while.
I'd get dragon soup.
You what?
That's what I'd get.
Dragon bubbles across the face.
So it's a can.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
But it's got a higher caffeine contents than Red Bull, but it's also like 8.4%, and they do them in all like fun, funky flavors,
It sounds like the
Apple
perfect way to have a
Crush, that
cardiac
kind of thing.
arrest.
Oh mate, it's stunning. It's so good.
Never heard of it.
There were other reasons for it as well, but on so my recent trip was back down to where I went to uni to have like all the grads come back, and we all have a big sesh and everything. And we were playing frisbee in a school the day after we'd all been on a night out, and we weren't allowed to drink anything in the school because obviously it's a school and everything. And so we just got dragon soups and just sat in a park nearby and just chugged them in the morning because obviously we were hungover as shit, so we needed
Jesus Christ.
And so we chugged one or two of them, and then we kind of just went, okay, we're ready.
20
minutes later, it suddenly just all was in, like, you know when it's like behind your eyes and you can feel it? It was like I was sat on the bench watching this frisbee game, like
just off it, absolutely pinging. No, there you go. Have that in prison then, and then you shit yourself from excitement or confusion.
Set it on fire. Proper dragon soup.
You know how like cigarettes are used as like currency, and so is ramen in prisons.
I think you might have just got that from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I got that from have you ever seen 60 Days
Brooklyn
in Jail?
Nine-Nine.
I have seen it in that as well. It's like there was
no,
a
I haven't, actually.
TV show where they just got like normal people and they had to spend 60 days in an actual prison, and they won like $10,000. They did it. Great show. Would recommend. Horrible show. So cigarettes have a price, or ramen noodles have a price, right? In prison, like it's worth something. That's currency, right? That means there is a way of figuring out how many cigarettes 1 Bitcoin is.
What now?
The equation exists.
Can't believe I just actively listened to the outcome.
And
there it is. That was the biggest waste of my life.
And my follow-up question was going to be, how many Bitcoin do you reckon people have bought with cigarettes? The answer, not enough.
There was that fella who originally bought like 4 pizzas or 2 pizzas for like 100 Bitcoin or something, or 1,000 Bitcoin or something like that.
Do you reckon that people like, because you see stories like that of like one guy bought Shiba Inu, he had like $4,000 worth, and that would be worth like $70 million or something from a year ago to today. You go crazy, wouldn't you, if you done something like that?
You've kind of got to brush it off though, because otherwise, it's just going to eat you up. But at the same time, is that not kind of like 7 years ago when, Bitcoin was a tiny little thing and somebody said, oh, there's this new funny thing called like the blockchain, and you're learning about it, and like, or at least for me, it was like I was learning about it and it was like, oh, that's kind of cool, I guess. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's 7 years ago, just put tenner in. Just get a tenner.
Yeah.
You'd have had 100,000 Bitcoin or something.
I think
now
yeah.
It's like if you think like that, it's just going to eat you up inside. Because it's like that with anything. Like, oh, if we just trained harder as kids, we could be professional football players.
But
we're not, so.
yeah, but we're not. But yeah, that's good. But what if then, right? Because like have you seen the example of that guy who he had a cold storage wallet for his Bitcoin? So like it was like a hard drive, and he lost it. I think he's from England, and he's lost, and it's got something like £300 million on it.
Yeah, he was at the rubbish dump or something trying to find it. There was something like that.
That shit's got to drive you insane. And sorry, I've gone very Bitcoiny. One worse one than that is a guy has a I'll try and like send a link to it to you guys. A guy has a cold storage wallet for his Bitcoin, but he doesn't know the password, and there's something like $200 million in it. And if he gets the password wrong 2 more times, it just deletes it all.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right, here's a question. In that scenario, what are you doing? You're the guy, you don't know the password, it was written down on a piece of paper that's now gone. What do? You got 2 guesses left. Do you try?
No.
Do you think you'll just you'll die?
You got to try find a way to unlock it.
Yeah,
you just have to try and find it. There has to be another way. There's got to be.
There's got to be some sort of encryption software where you can work through passwords without.
I mean, I think. Do you know what? I think you never try. You just leave it, and in the back of your head, you can always be like, "Yeah, but I got that 200 mil." Even though you don't, even though you can't access it at all. Yeah. You can just. Because I think if you do it and you fail, like you'd fuck. I mean, I'd blow my fucking brains out if I.
But at the same
that'd
time,
be awful.
Isn't trying 2 more times and failing essentially the situation he's in now? Because now he can't use it, he can't spend it, he can't do anything with it. In 2 more times, he can't use it, he can't spend it, he can't do anything with it.
True, but
he's got 2 more tries, I guess.
He's got 2 more tries. So there's
Is it worth just waiting
maybe
for the decryption software to come in that might actually be able to get it open? That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's probably worth waiting.
I assume that's what he's gonna do.
It's worth waiting. Yeah,
but that shit, like that would be because you'd be like at your job. You'd be like getting on the bus at 8 a.m. You're like, mate, I could literally be on a fucking yacht right now if I knew the fucking pin. And
it's going to be something really dumb as well, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something encrypted or difficult. It's going to be like
Peppa Pig MCU 1 2 3.
That's my password for everything.
You're like, bleep that. Yeah. Oh, that would drive you insane. Like I bought some I spent like £10 on Ethereum the other day, and I'm balling out. And I forgot my password to my Coinbase account.
So you know what he's going for.
So I was like but because I'm not an idiot, I just remembered the piece of paper was at home somewhere. But
somebody could steal that though, and that's £10 gone. Actually, no, it's not, because Ethereum's been going down, so that's $9.60 gone.
Let's have a little.
Actually, bear in mind, I had to pay $1.99 for the Coinbase fee, so I only have about £8. I only have about £8.
So if you make any money, they take a profit off it.
Yes.
They take 10%. So
I did some calculations. I did some calculations. I've got. It's got to go up to about £14 for me to make a quid's profit.
Oh, good news is, mate. Ethereum's up. So.
Oh, sell.
But it's going to take so much time for £10 to become 14.
It's actually. It's
worth
more than the US dollar.
Like a 40% increase.
It's probably worth more than the ruble. There you go.
It's worth more.
True.
Yeah, Ethereum's worth more than the US dollar at the moment.
So what he's saying is I'm rich. I am. Welcome to our investment podcast.
The US military budget's going to be paid in Ethereum next year.
Yeah. Well, the emergence of cryptocurrencies is a bit sad because it means that in the future, like bank robbing films just won't be as cool.
Yeah, but do you remember there was that period of time where bank robbing Like there wasn't as much like breaking in, entering, nicking all the money. It was all like wiring transfers and hacking and stuff. That became such a big thing when kind of, computers were on the rise in the hacking world, kind of like ethical hacking became a thing. So I reckon it could just get cooler.
Yeah, but
because imagine going into the metaverse to do a
raid.
Yeah, but there's, I don't know, James, because like the old bank robbing thing was you turn up to like a place, you got masks and shotguns and stuff, and but like to do the bank robberies of cryptocurrencies, it's literally like, oh look, here's a bunch of dumb nerd shit. That's literally
but imagine
what it
rocking
is.
up to in the metaverse, all dressed up with the skin of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but then there's more fun stuff you can do. It's like, oh, you're in the metaverse robbing banks. I'm in the metaverse
Going on
shoplifting.
Roblox.
I'm in the metaverse shoplifting from Walmart. It's like we are not the same.
There are levels to this shit.
There's levels to this shit.
I'm doing virtual supermarket sweep.
You're going for banks. I'm nicking a packet of crisps from the kiosk down the road.
Oh, can't wait till we're all plugged in.
I hate that shit. I hate it so much. It's so fucking dumb. To me, I don't understand it. It's people spending like 200 grand on plots of land in the metaverse. Are you out your fucking mind? These people have never been on a Minecraft server where everyone can run around and do whatever they want. Right? They've never done it. If I have to go into this thing, I'm griefing the shit out of the metaverse. I'm just putting it in. I'm stealing people's stairs, right? Those houses where they have stairs. I'm nicking that shit. I'm treating it like
do it like Sims. I'm gonna wait till they're in the pool and then take away the ladder.
Slowly kill them.
I'm gonna treat it like a Minecraft village I've stumbled across. Right, I'm just literally. I'm gonna nick the front door or something like that.
All of the food, everything from the chests.
I'm going through just destroying the kitchen.
Kill the one thing protecting them and enslave them.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill them. The Mark Zuckerberg protectron.
Yeah.
That's watching over them.
Because I guess the next step with the metaverse is like being plugged in and all this shit is essentially upload consciousness and immortality.
I guess.
That's kind of the route that it's going. And if anyone in my lifetime offers me immortality, I'm going to tell them to fuck off.
Why would you want immortality? Why would you want that?
I would never want. Like, people who say that that's the best superpower to have.
But
it'd be
so...
so...
Charles.
Yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg was over listening to you. He's gonna fucking knock you off.
Red dots on our foreheads.
No, I think what would be fun in the metaverse is because you can change how your avatar looks, right? So I just go around as Pennywise,
that's not that bad then. We both thought that was gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you two?
Anyway, I want a huge ass.
I was just gonna.
Bunda.
Why would you think? I was just going to say I just stare in at people's windows in the metaverse, like it's Pennywise.
T-pose.
You were that fucker that was walking along
holding their stairs,
suit, weren't you?
Oh no, it's not fun. It's not funny. It's not funny if you do it in real life, but it's the virtual world. So you can just say, just take off your headset. He's got a knife. I don't care. You're not in physical danger. On a highway, a clown with a knife is potentially putting you in physical danger. Yeah. In the metaverse, it is just take it off.
Just leave. Yeah. There was actually a case recently of a woman who had said about she'd been I think it was don't quote me on this, but I think it was she was harassed in the metaverse.
Yeah.
And there was lots of people saying, "Oh, take off your headset, mute." But then I discovered from this bad situation that there was a thing that you could do in the metaverse where you can, when you mute people, they just disappear.
Nice.
They don't just mute; they just disappear.
Like they've been Thanos clicked.
Yeah.
Imagine if you could do that in real life. How amazing would life be?
Gone. What happened to him? He's gone.
He's out. He's out.
He's gone forever. No, but the question is, from the person who's been muted, do they does that
you still see them
fade to black, or does it? Oh no, you're still there.
So they still see the person that's muted them, but they can't. The person that is muted. So if I muted you in this call, you could still see and hear me. But if you shouted abuse at me, it would only be me and Charlie in the call, and I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
I like it.
I could pass on the message if you want.
Yeah, it's just cyberbullying with them more steps.
It would make griefing even easier because they can't see you.
Yeah. What's to stop me? What is to stop me making multiple accounts in the metaverse and just annoying the same person no matter how many times they meet me?
This is where it's going to be the futuristic, like Black Mirror shit part of it is going to be you're going to have to like upload your DNA, so like, there's only one of you.
Can you imagine if superheroes work like that, right? Because you've got, say, Batman, right? He's got a whole Bruce Wayne persona, and then he fucking has a Smurf account where he's Batman, right?
Beating up really low level.
He's got Bruce Wayne. It's just like, oh, which one are you in right now? I'm in my main account. I need to switch to my Smurf to fight bad guys.
That is the future of crime fighting.
So dumb. It's so dumb, dude. It's so fucking stupid. I don't understand
I'm just looking forward to the to like the racist incidents via the metaverse.
Yeah.
People being like, dude's a fucking robot. I don't talk to robots. Like, you can like dress up however you want. Dude's a fucking stupid robot.
God, he's such an NPC, bro.
And then there was a BuzzFeed article about how we should actually protect the rights of NPC robots.
Have you ever seen
intelligence within the metaverse?
Have you ever seen any videos though of VR chat?
They're hilarious.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Right.
They are.
Can you imagine, right, going to a dinner party in the metaverse and around like the table is like 6 different cat girls, right? Anime avatars. Sonic is there. You've got these massive muscly dudes for some, and you're just Squidward is there, right? Mr. Incredible is there, right? How can you not look at that and think this is some sort of like heroin-induced fever dream? How is this like? This isn't normal.
I mean, just Mark Zuckerberg, his pale ass is just sitting there with you guys.
Yeah, and they're all
sun cream on his face,
and they're all also just hurling the N-word at you over and over again.
Yeah.
That's just how online stuff works.
That's how it'll always be. It will turn into like a real life Modern Warfare 2 lobby. That's what
Heaven forbid.
God. I love that so much. Can you? Because this is when the boomers like join the metaverse. I think it's a great idea and get fucking abused by people who are used to being sat in COD lobbies. Can you imagine the confusion on their face?
Yeah, we're sat at the other side of the table, just swirling a drink, like the good old days.
And it's just like silent for a few seconds, and you just hear, "Dude, fucking vote Rust." Fucking vote. Who the fuck hasn't voted?
You're muted.
You're muted. The guy's just there going, fucking vote. This isn't fucking. Oh my god, I'm not doing Favela again. It's Favela in Warfare 2, I can't remember. But
I try and join the thing and
terminal.
Get kicked immediately because they changed the map vote.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, wow, this metaverse is fascinating. Do I want to go to, I don't know, the Empire State Building? You click on it. Dude, Empire State Building is fucking mid.
This is so cringe. Why here? This is so cringe.
Shit.
So cringe.
So cringe.
Dude. Just halfway through the lobby, you just like, everyone's just having a nice chat, then somebody joins and all you can hear is...
Oh, we can't hear that.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I heard that. And I'm like, "Hey, Charlie, want to play this game?"
It's like some sort of German rap in my ear that's like so loud I can't even hear myself breathe.
The dude sounds like he's like 19 years old, but every now and then you can hear him talking to his kid in the background.
And then his kid comes and plays, and he's like 17.
And the kid's older than him. That is, I feel exactly how it will be.
Funny.
Like, can I mute this guy? He's like, nah, man, I'm admin. What? I'm admin. Can't vote. Can't mute me.
Oh, my god! Can you imagine that? Can you imagine?
Muted. I'm not mutable.
Can you imagine actually, like, accidentally getting admin privileges for the metaverse? Can we just like imagine what you could do with this shit real quick? Just like someone's like, I'm just going to go to my house. Why is my house gone? I just got rid of it.
I'm in someone else's house now.
House.
Yeah.
It looks shit. Just keep TPing people everywhere.
I'm lagging. I'm
lagging. Can anyone hear me?
And then like they keep on going from like whatever their dumb bullshit anime skin is to like the default skin.
Default NPC.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine the confusion, right, on like a middle-aged person's face when they're just like, "I'm going to go and see," like James says, like, "I'm going to see the Empire State Building. I'm going to go and see the pyramids or something," and there's just like the fish skin from Fortnite just doing a dance, like, and there's like
we're going tilted.
Loads of them all over this fucking thing, and you can barely see it. Because of these fuckers.
There's people walking up the sides of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Pyramids of shit. We're going tilted. Don't be a pussy bitch. We're going tilted.
We're dropping.
What does that mean?
loading into the metaverse. Where are we dropping, boys?
Where are we dropping? Oh dear. Cannot wait.
It's just grandma's picking up a gold scar. Except, actually, no, to be fair, by that point, we'll be that age, so we'll be like, let's fuck up, let's take some names.
Thinking about it realistically, we're going to be like the first full generation that's like proper grandparents, but playing games together.
Probably. Do you reckon
realistically?
Do you reckon we'll be like dog shit? We will, won't we?
Yeah.
All the reactions will just go.
Reactions will go.
We'll have the knowledge
now.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like,
we're already too old.
But I mean, like, if they sort the lag out from Australia to UK, I'll be happy. Ignore the metaverse stuff. Just connect everybody properly. I want to be sworn at by Eastern Europeans on CS:GO, even in Australia, because that doesn't happen here.
Wait.
I haven't. I haven't been told to go fuck myself in an Eastern European accent in 6 months. It's quite sad.
I'm missing it.
Oh, I'm missing it. No one's criticised my aim. Been tragic.
Oh,
brilliant. Well, one day we'll be able to do this in the metaverse, and that'll be wonderful. We'll be able to sit together in a room and discuss what we'd want up our ass in prison, other than
Mark Zuckerberg sitting right next to us all.
Yeah. Actually, that's something. Podcast guests will kind of be irrelevant because when AI comes around, you'll be able to have whoever you want sat next to you.
We won't need Robert Downey Jr. We'll have
exactly
the DLC Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly.
At this point, he'll be dead, I assume. So his ghost essentially chatting to us from beyond the grave.
Ghost of Christmas Past just sat next to us.
Ghost of Iron Man Past.
You could literally do a podcast, but you've just changed the skin every single time. So, like, one time you're like Patrick, SpongeBob, and Sandy. The next time you're like 3 of the Avengers. And then you can just be like Leatherface or something. It's serial killers on one.
Pikachu.
I'd like to do it about whatever the skin you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Relevancy. And I'd like to do the. I just want to see 3 AI or like however many AI you want in the podcast just making a podcast by themselves.
Yes.
And over time, they'd probably get quite good.
There's got to be a YouTube video of that already, surely.
Will it be that thing where they make up their own language and start talking to each other in their own language, and that's when Skynet happens? You can't shut it down.
Did you say lit? Fuck
yeah.
Fucking
Skynet
yeah.
Sick, man. No, imagine.
But yeah, I think that's a good time to call it. We can end it on Skynet.
Yeah.
And that's beautifully done. Yeah.
Confronting our hubris.
Charlie, what's happening behind you, man?
Hey?
Something just like flashed. Is that
his is behind him's been flashing, and also across the road has been flashing.
I think
keep noticing it.
I think behind me the flashing is the sun coming up, and it's like the blind is down, but it's got lots of like little holes in the blind. So it's coming up, and as it's going through the holes, it's flashing. That's what I
thought that was Skynet already getting you.
So I'm also being murdered.
I think someone might be shooting.
There's a gun being pointed at me, like just off screen here.
But he's going to kill me after I finish the podcast.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's going to wait until I send it. Yeah.
He's got
what a hero.
Flag, to be fair.
But no, thank you very much for joining us all. It's been beautiful.
Thank you, boys.
We will see you next time.
Oh, we're
going to wrap this out.
That's a very solemn end.
That's a very solemn end.
Yeah. I feel like
cigarettes to bitcoins. No. Bye.
How many cigarettes do you reckon you can get for a bitcoin?
700,000. No.
How
way
many
less
shots
than
of Everclear do you reckon you could take before you die?
8.
How many Colin the Caterpillar sweets do you reckon you fit up your bum?
7.
And thank you for watching the Other Sandwich podcast, Charlie.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining us.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Comment below your favourite crime to commit in the metaverse. Bye.